Well, again, when you start league play, you're seeing across the country, um, the high-flying teams all of a sudden are scoring 60. Everybody knows each other a little bit better. And if you're going to foul, they're going to call it. So you got to play a little straighter up. You can't just go put your hands on people and check people. It's just the game's being called different. Yet we know each other. So the challenges that you've had in non-conference just get raised. The bar is raised, and conference play brings out a little more excitement and a little more of a fight between both teams.
Our first question is from Larry Voss of the Danville Advocate Messenger.
Yeah, John, could you just kind of update us on what practice has been like the last week or so and what you've been kind of trying to emphasize with your guys?
Well, this team really needed this, what we've just gone through. We went from Christmas night to two-a-days just about every day, play Louisville and come back and practice the next day, and go two-a-days for a bunch of days. But they needed it. It wasn't just the basketball. It's stretching them out mentally, getting them to be together at breakfast, at dinners, practices, meetings, films, and just bringing them closer. This was a big time. Now, we'll see how it carries over onto the court. You don't know. But they have really responded pretty good. They know, hey, we lost 3 games. With 3 minutes to go in every game, we're down 1. We didn't know how to play. Didn't know how to finish games. Didn't know how to do it together. Didn't know how to be a team. Didn't know how to huddle. Didn't know how to talk to one another. And we're getting closer to where we want to be, but we're not there yet.
Thanks.
Next question is from Michael Bonner of the Jackson Clarion Ledger.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good.
I'm wondering what you see from Craig Sword this season that makes him such a viable scorer for Mississippi State.
Well, one of the things, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm just starting to watch the tape of Mississippi State, and not out of disrespect. It's just I am so focused on getting my team right that I told our staff I wouldn't start watching tape until Monday, which I began watching this morning. And what I'm seeing is a team that is playing off of one another well, a team that is an execution team, defensively a team that doesn't stretch it out all over the court unless they're in their 1-3-1, that's going to give you a tough shot, that's going to, guard you from the three-point line and in. They're not trying to give up layups. They're trying to they're doing a great job. I mean, that's why they're 10-3. And it's what we need right now to have a team come in here that's going to execute, run their stuff, play a different kind of defense against us to see where we are.
Thank you.
Next question is from Chip Howard of KZNE Radio.
John, you alluded to this earlier, but you were able to close out that Louisville game in a close game. I'm wondering what you're hoping you can take from that as you start league play.
Well, the thing that happened in that game, again, we played as a team better. Now, we still had breakdowns, and we gave them a chance to come back and win a game that they should not have had a chance to win. And it was based on what we did. But what you have is a team that's trying to figure out how we do this together. And at the end of that game, we executed down the stretch, and guys made plays. Andrew made plays. Aaron made plays. Alex played awesome the second half. And all of a sudden now, we were grinding it, making extra passes, and then making a play at the basket, which is how we've played historically here. But it just takes time. I mean, this is the youngest team I've ever coached, and I've coached young teams. This team's habits, basketball-wise, were far worse than the other teams that I've had. They're great kids now. They just have bad basketball habits. And trying to understand and get them to define how we have to play together and how individuals have to be responsible for each other and to each other has been the challenge. And that's why this little break we've had, we're really able to zero in on those 4 or 5 areas. And that's all we did. There were 4 areas on defense and 4 areas on offense, and we scrimmaged just about every day for an hour and a half. And it was nonstop up and down the court, trying to get them to stretch them out, mental toughness, and get them to execute both on offense, to create good shots for each other, and on defense to make it tough on the other team for the entire shot clock. One of the things we talked to them about, when you have the ball, you're a passer. When you don't have the ball, think score. In other words, don't pass it the minute you know I absolutely can't get a shot, so I'll pass. No. When you have the ball, you're thinking pass. When you don't have it, you're down, you're loaded up, and you're ready to attack. You know what's open when you catch that ball to score or make a scoring play. And that's the total difference of how they played. So this has been a challenge.
Did you design that break, or it just kind of happened with your schedule this year?
No, we like to have a little more time, and when the league moved the schedule back, it was perfect for us. And we're going to see how this plays out. Maybe it helps us. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I wore them out. But we're going to see if this break helped us to see what we'll do a year from now. I will tell you that the players are ready to play. Oh, my gosh. They see me coming, and their head goes down. They want to start playing games. But for me, you have to – I'm even doing this. I'm putting the whistle down and making them continue to play for 7, 8 trips up and down, which I normally don't do because I can't stand to see error. I need to let them know that's not right, and I also need to let them know that is right. But now I just put the whistle down, which they always get mad. I blow the whistle too much. Now they're saying, Coach, pick up the whistle, because I stop them. Now they're just – it's up and down, up and down, up and down. Doesn't mean you're playing fast. It means you're not stopping. That's what makes it tough for them in the last 12 days, 10 days.
Thanks a lot.
Next up is Jerry Tipton of the Lexington Herald-Leader.
My question was asked. Thank you.
Okay, Kyle Tucker of Louisville Courier-Journal.
Hey, Cal, you talk about the end of that game kind of coming together as a team. A lot of that was with Julius on the bench, and guys talked about realizing they knew they had to step up and fill those roles. Are you confident? Have you seen a team that can play that way with Julius on the floor, and what are sort of the keys to that?
Well, here's the one thing I want to tell you. We've had games where Andrew wasn't getting it done, had no pressure on the ball, wasn't in the emotional state. We go to somebody else, and we play better. So he's done it. Now when you see him, hopefully you're seeing a different player. We've also won with Aaron on the bench. James Young against Belmont was in Detroit before the game started. So we won without him. Now we've won without Julius. Now the question is, can Dakari or Marcus give us enough that we can win without Willie? Now what's important about that is those guys know if you don't come to play and compete in battle, or you're not quite ready, you're out, and we'll win without you. That is very important for a team to know. And I've made it a point to let them know that. Whether it's Julius or Aaron or Andrew or James, we have enough. When you talk about the way Dominique is playing, the way Alex is playing, if Dakari will give us more and Marcus Lee give us more, and the way Jared goes in and helps our team, the one guy that I got to get in games and I got to get him started a little bit is Derek Willis, because he's really been doing good in practice. He and Marcus Lee are the two that we've got to keep engaged, because I really think before it's all said and done, they're going to help us win games.